Good morning and welcome. My name is Patrick Burke, and I'm honored to introduce myself as the new principal here at Sachem North High School. It is a privilege to welcome our students, Board of Education members, district office representatives, members of our police and fire department, local officials, families, and community members to our school today. We're grateful to have you with us. As we gather for this 9/11 ceremony, we pause to honor the lives lost on that fateful day. We recognize the courage of our first responders and reflect on the lasting impact that this day had on our nation and our community. Your presence here today helps keep the memory of September 11th alive and honors it through shared reflection. As part of today's ceremony, we will hear from our students as they share their own poems and essays written in remembrance of 9/11. Before we begin, I would like to thank the Interact Club, run by Ms. Christy Zuma, and all those who helped organize this important memorial presentation. Your efforts ensure that this day is honored with dignity and respect that it deserves. I'd like to welcome Melissa Tappan.
Good morning. On behalf of Sachem North and the Sachem School District, we would like to welcome you to our 9/11 Patriot Day Assembly. We would like to thank all of our honored guests for being here. Our police officers, firefighters, EMS personnel, our superintendent, Ms. Patty Trombetta, district administrators, esteemed members of the Board of Education, elected officials, students, faculty, staff, and of course, families for joining us today.
As members of the Interact Club, we are honored to once again host this special ceremony. We are coming together this morning to remember our fallen and honor our everyday heroes, police officers, firefighters, EMS, doctors, nurses, medical students, military, and courageous everyday citizens.
We would first like to thank Mrs. Downs, our orchestra teacher, and cellists Abby Tanacor and Isabella Meichner for providing us with the beautiful music you hear today, as well as Miss Caliendo, our choir director, for her contributions to the ceremony. A special thanks to Miss Devlin for bringing her American Sign Language students to take part in our ceremony. Now, we would like to introduce Alex Nowakowski, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Alex will be accompanied by Mrs. Devlin's ASL 2 students who will sign the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We would now like to welcome Audrina Emma to sing the Star Spangled Banner.
What Thank you, Audrina. September 11th is an important day for our country. It is called Patriot Day. Patriot Day is observed as a national day of service and remembrance in the United States of America. We honor this day each year on September 11th in memory of the people who lost their lives in the 2001 September 11th attacks.
September 11th, 2000, like any normal Tuesday in New York City. The city buzzed with activity. Subway riders climbed up the stairs of underground train stations to be greeted by warm sunshine and a cloudless sky.
But the beautiful day was soon broken. At 8:46 a.m., an airplane hit one of the city's most recognizable buildings, the World Trade Center's North Tower. At first, it seemed as if this was a terrible accident, but when a second plane hit the South Tower, the message was clear. The United States was under attack.
The cloudless blue sky was now streaked with gray and black smoke. As people desperately tried to flee the scene, firefighters, police officers, and EMS rushed to the towers to begin rescue efforts. The world watched in horror as the towers collapsed, and the landscape of New York City was forever changed.
Many people lost their lives that day, but there were also many everyday heroes who acted quickly, bravely, and swiftly, putting their lives before others. And even though this was a horrible event in our country's history, it brought the people in our nation closer together, making us united, proud, and strong.
As we mentioned, every year on September 11th, Americans celebrate Patriot Day. We celebrate this day to honor the people that passed away during the terrorist attacks on September 11th, 2001.
The Sachem community was hit with a tremendous loss on September 11, 2001. Hardworking citizens, many of them first responders, who went to work that fateful day, never came home. We would like to honor the following people from the Sachem community that lost their lives that day.
Firefighter Captain James Amato, Joshua Birnbaum, Firefighter Peter Brennan, Firefighter Captain Daniel Brethel, Firefighter Lieutenant John Kriske, Firefighter Martin DeMio,
Police Officer Jerome Dominguez, Dolores Finelli, Cynthia Giuliano, Firefighter Lieutenant Timothy Higgins, Chris Robert Hughes, and Firefighter Ray Meisenheimer.
Firefighter Joseph Maloney, Michael Joseph Mullen, Frank Neistat, Officer Glenn Pettit, Firefighter Edward J. Wall, Firefighter Michael Russo.
Firefighter Lieutenant John P. Napolitano, Firefighter Gerard Schramm, Diane Sigmund, Firefighter Stanley S. Magala, Fire Battalion Chief Larry Stack, Firefighter Daniel T. Sher.
People lost their lives that day, but there were also many heroes during the attacks. One way we can honor the fallen is to celebrate the heroes that helped that day, as well as the heroes we see every day in our
Firefighters are heroes. Firefighters were also heroes during the September 11th attacks. Just like the police, firefighters helped people inside the towers. Many off-duty firefighters came to help that day too. Firefighters are in our everyday lives too. They help put out fires in our houses, apartments, and schools. Let's clap to honor our heroes, the firefighters.
Police are heroes. Policemen and women were heroes during the September 11th attacks. They helped work out of the Twin Tower buildings, helped injured people, and worked hard to keep order that day. The police are heroes in our everyday lives too. They can help you if you are lost or scared. They help keep our neighborhoods and our schools safe. Let's clap to honor our heroes, the police.
Doctors, nurses, and EMS are heroes that also help those in need during the attack. They gave first aid and medicine to injured citizens. Many paramedics and EMTs ran into the buildings to save lives. Many of the doctors and nurses who helped were not even working that day. They came because they knew people needed their help. Let's clap to honor our heroes, the doctors, nurses, and EMS personnel.
Our country's servicemen and women were helpful during and after the September 11th attacks. They worked hard to find out who was responsible and went overseas and all over the United States to catch people who attacked our country. They found many of the attackers. Our servicemen and women protect our country every day. They fight for our freedom. They risk their own safety to keep us safe. Let's clap to honor our heroes, our servicemen and women.
Flight attendants are heroes. When the plane was headed towards the towers, flight attendants went into action to protect the people on board the planes. They to help people they didn't even know. Flight attendants are heroes every day because they are there to help during an emergency. They are trained to aid the pilot during disasters, and they keep people safe and calm during emergencies. Let's clap to honor our flight attendants.
Citizens are heroes. When the planes attacked the towers on September 11th, no one knew what was happening. Many people were scared, injured, and confused, but some people were very brave. Everyday citizens helped rescue people in the towers and led others away from danger. Some gave first aid or water and food to others. Citizens in your community are heroes too. They may help find a lost dog or raise money for those in need. You are a citizen. Let's think of how we can be heroes in our community as we serve others and treat all with kindness.
Although we were born after September 11, 2001, it has nonetheless had a great impact on our lives. We would like to welcome seniors from Mr. Weston and Ms. Riveri's English classes to share their essays on 9/11. Would Emily Cunningham please join us at the podium?
We may be too young to remember the day when many good souls were taken away, but from what was destroyed, much has been built, for some flecks of gold were found in the silt. From ashes and clouds that evaded the square, zombie-like figures emerged from their walls, gasping and choking, stuck in the haze, until certain figures directed the maze. They stood upon chariots, ready to speed, across the great barrier, wings on their steeds. Some were leaders, trained to take heed, while others just people, knowing the need. Whether hired or fighter, something lovely transpired, and different beats were all tied to one string. From near and from far forth came many stars, and lit up the darkest of things. Not knowing if turbulence would toil the waters, or if hell and devils would come, heroes skirted across the dark ribbons until they reached the soft glowing sun. But though many were herded to safety, with wondrous shepherds up front, many remained in the time was up. In dark towers these maidens sat waiting, pondering their fate to come, wondering if they avoid tongues of fire, if the worst had yet to come. Heroes fought in this great to create a good fate for those whose lives were hanging in fear, risking their lives, and many had died to get the prisoners home to their dears. Though the towers crippled the land, covering it in a dark haze, many people came home, and heroes had shown their true golden morals that day. It was a terrible disaster, hurt many lives, as The river and goodwill flow through the city, in which there is often drought. People can be selfish and twisted and mean, which many tend to show on the skin, but many are able to show goodness inside when a disaster begins. Forming a pack like something inside is telling them not just to survive, but to help those around them find their way through the dark is how humanity should thrive.
Would Samai Kaya please join us at the podium?
It was 9:59 when the United States Coast Guard pilot boat made the call. All available boats, this is United States Coast Guard aboard pilot boat New York. Anyone available to help with the evacuation of Long Manhattan or Port Governor's Island. Minutes later, over 100 boats responded, coming in from all over the horizons towards Lower Manhattan to help, to rescue, to do their part. Hundreds of people, officers or firefighters, just regular civilians with a boat that floats. Boats in all different forms, personal boats, party boats, ferries, cruise and tour boats. If it could float, it got there. Regular civilians stepped up and went towards the fire, towards the danger, not knowing what would happen next, not knowing if there was going to be another attack. Despite the chances of being a target of the attacks, as some boats are more colorful than others, captains were thinking in their heads, we could be a target, but they didn't care. At that moment, you don't think the words, what should I do? It's what do I have to do? They stepped up and they did what they had to do, because a hero is a man who does what he can. As someone who believes no one would ever truly put someone else before themselves, the boat lift of 9/11 gives me chills every time I'm reminded of it. There were so many risks that could have come from going out there and putting yourself in a dangerous situation and pushing the limits of what you could do out of the goodness of your heart. They did it because they knew people were feeling helpless, and that was the worst feeling in the world. They did it because of the thought that if they could save even one person, there would be one less person suffering. People lose faith in humanity for many reasons. Apathy regarding climate change, social views, the worry of the world makes you pick sides. There's a lot of division, and it makes people less trusting of each other, unable to rely on each other, and disconnected. It doesn't matter what, where, when, why, or how. It's the who. It's who you are. And all those people show who they were. Action screams and words whisper, and it's truly beautiful. Despite the difference in personalities, religions, capabilities, careers, or genders, these people came together to rescue complete strangers. It is so rare, especially nowadays, for people to forget backgrounds and come together as one race. When we came together in a moment of need, miracles can happen. For scale, the Dunkirk boat lift during World War II with about 300,000 soldiers over roughly 9 days. On 9/11, nearly 500,000 civilians were rescued in under 9 hours. Due to that moment, it makes me believe if an event happened today, by any unfortunate circumstance, people would do it. They would come together, because in the end, we are all humans.
Would Mia Savarese please join us at the podium?
Many people learn the word hero from a very young age. We often think of superpowers and capes. The dictionary definition is a person who is admired or idealized for courage, outstanding achievements, and noble qualities. But I believe the word hero is for the people who put the others and do the selfless actions that go unnoticed and ask for nothing in return. But I believe the word hero is for the people who put others before themselves, run toward dangers, and do the selfless actions that go unnoticed and ask for nothing in return. Heroes are not always who we expect. On the day 9/11, when Twin Towers fell, many firefighters and police came together to save lives. But also your average office workers, boat captains, bankers, builders, and janitors committed the not-so-average acts of saving strangers' lives at the potential cost of their own. 9/11 is more than a date in history. It is more than a day remembered by loss. It is a reminder of how quickly life can change, and how strong humans can be when everyone comes together. 9/11 has taught me true heroism isn't loud or bragged about. It's quiet and brave. This has inspired me in life to do things without asking for anything in return and to go out of my way to help strangers. It has given me the reassurance that the world seems more disconnected and corrupt every day, that if it broke, everyone would come together and do what was needed to be done to help each other. This definition of hero resonates with me very closely when I think of my father. He does selfless acts every day, asking for nothing in return, and continuously puts others before him, even as his actions go unnoticed. He works overnight in hospital along with double day shifts, then comes home, finds time to do housework, take care of his parents and my family, then still wakes up the next morning and does it all over again. No cape, no superpowers, just pure humanity and a pure heart. As I obtain different traits from both my parents, I am most hopeful that I grow to be at least half the person he is.
With Matthew Bassam, please join us at the podium.
The September 11th terrorist attack of 2001 was a tragedy. Thousands of innocent civilians lost their lives and thousands more were injured or wounded. However, the September 11th attacks also served as a reminder of human compassion and courage. On that tragic day, millions of Americans came together and thousands showed bravery and honor to help others. In a matter of a few short hours on September 11th, hijacked airplanes collided with the World Trade Center, leading to its sudden collapse, and the Pentagon was also struck. The United States was under attack. However, the disaster also saw amazing amounts of human bravery. Thousands of firefighters and first responders charged into the burning Twin Towers to rescue people. They risked their lives to save innocent people trapped in the skyscrapers. Many of the first responders sacrificed their lives attempting to rescue civilians that day. Also on that day, hundreds of ships traveled to Manhattan to rescue people desperately trying to get off the island. On September 11th, during the attacks, all subways, trains, bridges, and tunnels were closed. Suddenly, the only way to get off of Manhattan was by boat. Knowing this, hundreds of tugboats, ferries, and private boats came to the shores of Manhattan, filled their ships with people needing to get off the island, and sailed them to safety. The maritime response to the 9/11 terrorist attack saved 500,000 people, all because ordinary people stepped up to help. The legacy of September 11th is the heroism and compassion people showed. People were put in a horrifying situation. However, instead of staying out of harm's way, thousands intentionally went in. First responders charged into the Twin Towers to save people without hesitation. Sailors bravely saved people from New York. Many sacrificed everything to help other people. Even though it was a day of tragedy and disaster, September 11th, 2001 was also a day of heroism.
Mary Laguna, please join us at the podium.
Today is 9/11. I am sure you can feel the weight of those words, and likewise those around you feel a force of gravity sink their hearts once more as we remember this day 24 years ago. But please, raise your head as I ask you, what do you see when you look around? In fact, who do you see? Perhaps it's the same faces that you see every morning come September and disappear come June. Perhaps it's the same person who passed by and never bothered to greet. Maybe the closest friend, or someone whose company you prefer to avoid. But how lucky are we to say that? How blessed are we to stand here every day and make those conclusions? How fortunate are you, and am I, to share a glimpse every morning and experience each other's presence as we fulfill our goals and follow our dreams. Yeah, hello, we cherish this. The 3,000 last lost 24 years ago, two had dreams and bold, powerful visions, much like those of you and I. Unfinished stories meant to be told, yet still left incomplete. Among those individuals stood heroes with iron hearts, people who didn't think twice before rushing to rescue others. And I am certain that if they stood among us today, they would speak for change. They would urge us to wake up, to look around, and to truly see the world we so often let us pass by. You see, a tragedy so cruel and so heartbreaking has led us to standing in this very place, conversing with one another once a year, every year. And it's truly a beautiful effort put forth by teachers, students, and staff. But today, I encourage you all to think a little deeper, to truly ask yourself what this means to you and why, in a world like today's, society seems to come together and fall apart just as quickly. There to the human eye, yet a barrier that was broken that September 11 of 2001. It is both necessary and an honor to remind ourselves that the warriors of that day on 9/11 single-handedly united a nation during its most vulnerable time. They came together to help one another in spite of their differences, showing us something profoundly human in the midst of tragedy. And today, in honor of them, we stand for the same purpose, with the same feeling in our hearts, regardless of our differences, our relationships, or our opinions on one another. We do this not only to remember their individual stories, but to carry forward the message they sent to the world, that unity, compassion, and courage matter. And we do it proudly, because it lives within the American spirit to rise together, because it is exactly what they would have done for each of us. You see, I wasn't born American, but 7 years ago when I first heard about 9/11, it was the first time I truly understood the resilience and strength of the American people, their unwavering sense of community.
When people support one another without hesitation in the face of unimaginable loss, if you look closely, you'll see it's a recurring theme in American history. Showing up for your people, even when they think differently or look differently. Because we were never meant to be mere reflections of one another, but rather a diverse, uniting force in the midst of chaos when it finds us. So let this not be the last time you stand with those different from you, and make those things and those things you may not yet know. Let no singular glimpse pass you by once more. Make an unfamiliar face a familiar one, and in memory of those who and gave us the opportunity to stand here in this very moment, come together not just today, but every day. These heroes deserve to be remembered every single day, and their message must be carried forward for generations to come. So I encourage you to make unity a part of your purpose, by being a force of connection, compassion, and courage, just as they were for all of us. Today is 9/11, so please don't be a stranger.
Would Bailey Kochi please join us at the podium?
Heroes. Brown and black jackets, masks, flashlights serving as beacons of hope and light. Blue pants, blue shirts, stethoscopes tending to the wounded, helping all those who cross their path. The finest shining badges maintaining order during chaos, guiding all to safety. Warm fur, padded feet, orange vests searching through the rubble, hoping for survivors. Businessmen and women in heel, using anything to protect themselves, to continue helping those closest to them, carrying the weight of others when they were no longer able to. Flight 93, desperate calls to home, hearing the news, finding the courage to fight back. Let's roll. No planes, no trains, no ridges, no bridges. Of freedom. Running back in, 18 more, voice in the dark. Last rites, standing in the rubble, answering their prayers, Father Judge. Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, running, wearing 60 pounds of gear to the World Trade, Stephen Silla, and Nation United, Samaritans, ordinary people bonded by blood and dust, heroes.
Thank you. Thank you to all the students in Mr. Weston and Mrs. Revere's English classes for their reflection on 9/11 and our everyday heroes. Through their essays, we have seen ordinary become extraordinary, and the impact that can have on society and humanity. We would like to invite up Assemblyman Nick Caracappa to share a few words.
Good morning. I'm Suffolk County Legislator Nick Caracappa. I'm taking the place of Assemblyman Doug Smith with us today. September 11th, 2001 was a day much like today. Beautiful. People just like ourselves got up. Got to work, got to school. We had to go about the day. And I just got to say, some of the words today by the students really captured the perspective of someone, a group of individuals that were captured the essence, the feelings, and the emotions. And for our viewers who responded, those who never made it home, really captured us. Like the global efforts of the Sachem High School, students, administrators, faculty, staff, for once again celebrating, remembering, honoring the moments of that tragic day in United States history. I arrived at ground zero on Friday, September 14th, as a volunteer. And that was only after walking across the Brooklyn Bridge with my bag of gear, making our way through the streets that are usually busted. We heard that term, but they were empty, quiet, eerily quiet. Through several checkpoints, and then to the area surrounding Ground Zero, filled with ash, dust, looked like something out of a movie scene. Every window's gray, thick with ash, papers, everything that blew out of those buildings. And then finally came into view Ground Zero, what was left, the World Trade Centers, buildings 1 and 2. overwhelming, to say the least. Emotional. But you got right to work. You followed the lead of those first responders who were there since Tuesday. Those looking to recover, rescue their colleagues, their friends, their loved ones. Seeing family members on the outskirts looking for any sign of life for their loved ones. Imagine that feeling. So we were there doing our part. Find answers, find closure, find someone. My time there, we did not find anybody who made it. We found closure for many families. One thing I'll share with you, for a place to describe as hell on earth on that day, and it was. To be on that day, in that area, because no matter who you were, your race, your religion, your rank, your wealth, it did not matter. Everyone addressed each other as brother, sister. What can I do? What do you need? Simple as that. And anyone here who can remember the days after the attack. Love of country. I wish we saw that every single day. But days like this bring us all together once again. And believe me, it doesn't go unnoticed that families who lost loved ones, friends, colleagues, everyday citizens, good people. So it's appreciated. I thank you all very much for this day. I thank our first responders here with us today who put it on the line every day and continue to do so. Some joined right after that. Same as the military. 9/11 will have a lasting impact forever across this country, but especially in our Suffolk County communities such as Sachem, who had personal loss. So thank you, students, youth of America, for remembering those girls, those who fought, those who recovered. We are who we are today because of you, and who we're going to be in the future is going to be because of you. So thank you all very much for having me here today. Really, God bless you all. God bless your community. Thank you.
Thank you to all our everyday heroes for your daily sacrifice, your patriotism, and your heroism. May we never forget all those lost on September 11th, 2001. So their legacy lives on. Our ceremony has begun.
Thank you all for coming. We'd like to invite our guests. If you would like to stay around, we have refreshments in our little theater. Students, thank you so much for your words. It was a lovely tribute to the day. Thank you all for